Dreary, wet, and cold. This is how I felt, the rain having seeped through my thick coat and hat, chilling me to my bones. I walked forward, thumb stuck out, hoping for a ride, although, with all this talk these days about not picking up people because they might be a serial killer, probably seriously diminished my chances. Sighing, I prayed to God that I didn't receive hypothermia and continued on. Somberly I marched, gravel crunching under my soaking shoes on the side of the highway. Cars zoomed by and some assholes came way closer than they should be. The weight of my backpack made me grunt. I hope nothing got wet. It was supposed to be weatherproof after all. I felt in this moment becoming number from the cold, not a human, but a simple mechanical machine with the focus of continuing on. My body shivers and shakes as if my gears are loose in my joints. Damn it. You shouldn't have walked knowing this was coming. I'm an idiot, I said to myself, remembering checking my phone and seeing the weather report before I left the campground. Cars continued to zoom past me endlessly in an infinite line, until I saw a small brown car in my peripheral vision, slowing down and pulling off to the side of the road and up beside me. I turned to it and watched the passenger side window inch down. Leaning forward, I find a young, pale, thin man with a narrow face, with glasses, and short brown hair, who looks to be in his early 20s. Need a lift? He asked cheerily. Yeah, I replied, teeth chattering inside of me like one of those jaw wind-up toys at the dollar store. I heard the sound of the car unlocking, and the man waved at me and cheerily, saying, "All right, get in." Removing my backpack, I opened the door and shoved my belongings onto the floor, whistled jumping inside, grateful for this good Samaritan. I closed the door, and the man drove back onto the highway and zoomed forward. "A rainy day, huh?" the man said over the pitter-patter of the storm. "Yeah." "Oh gosh," the man laughed. "You know, I forgot to ask where you were headed." "Just to the nearest motel, wherever one is," I said, sniffling and shivering. "Well, there's a pretty cheap one about 20 miles down the road. I can take you there if you want." "Thanks, that'd be great." "All right, man, here we go." We drove in silence for 10 minutes, and I took this time to view the inside of his car. It was quite clean. Immaculate, if I was being honest. I didn't think I had seen a cleaner car in my life. I actually kind of felt bad for making the seat wet. A cup holder sat between us, which held 2 Starbucks cups. "Ah, gosh, where are my manners? Want some coffee?" the man suddenly exclaimed, gesturing to the 2 cups of Starbucks that I was just looking at. "You sure?" I asked. "Yeah, it's all right. Just grab the one that says Miranda on it. It was meant for my girlfriend, but I ordered the wrong thing. What can you do, right?" "Yeah," I chuckled, grabbing the coffee closest to me and lifting it to eye level to read the name. Miranda. The coffee felt warm in my hand, and I cut both hands around it to warm them. Sipping the coffee, I felt the warm fluid flow down my throat, and I sighed happily. "Hey, I just want to thank you again for doing this." "Ah, no problem," the man said, flashing me another smile. "Besides, you gotta be careful this time of year, with the apologetic killer lurking. A shiver ran through me, both of fear and curiosity. "The what killer?" I asked. The man's smile melted from his face quicker than snow on a hot summer day. "Oh, you don't know about them?" he asked, his voice somber. I straightened in my seat. "No." "Well," the man said, clearing his throat, "about 60 years ago, a man went missing in this town. The police never found his body, but the family received lots of notes, apology letters." "Apology letters?" "Yeah, apology letters. There were a bunch of letters from the killer saying they were sorry about killing the man, but they had to sacrifice someone every 20 years in order to keep this evil creature at bay, but Yeah, there was more detail and stuff, but that's the gist of it. Wow, I said, shaking my head, taking another sip from the coffee cup and mindlessly watching the windshield wipers which struggled to keep a clear view for my good Samaritan acquaintance through the rain. There are some really sick people out there, I thought to myself. Anyway, the man continued, ever since then there's been a killing every 20 years. Killer's never been caught. They don't have a specific day or anything. People have been kidnapped as late as December and as early as January. The only common occurrence is that they come every year at the 20th year. And well, we are in that year now. Another shiver ran through me and my body felt cold. But not in the physical sense, if you know what I mean. I could have died. The wrong person would have picked me up. But wait, what if this man is the killer? No, stop. I shooed the thoughts from my head. He couldn't be. If he was, I would be dead already, and besides, the killer would be an old man by now, right? I turned to my good Samaritan. Can't be a killer, I thought. He glanced at me and broke into another smile. Sorry, let's get off such a somber topic. So, what's your name? Alex. Well, nice to meet you, Alex. Name's Jim. I smiled and nodded, now feeling slightly drowsy. All that walking must have took more out of me than I thought, but the hotel should be close now. So, what were you doing traveling on the road with your backpack and all? I sighed slightly, thinking for an answer, searching through a list of replies before deciding to tell him a not-so-detailed version of the truth. Well, see, Jim, truth is, I kind of had a falling out with my family. Prefer not to go into details, but kind of decided to hit the road. There's so much to see in America, you know, so might as well see it. Hell, I'm a grown adult who hasn't even been to the Grand Canyon. Plus, well, time away is always good, I chuckled bitterly. Man, sorry to hear about your family, dude. They, even know where you are or anything? Nope, I said, yawning. Cut off all communication. Good, he said in a monotone voice. What? I said, turning, still surprisingly drowsy. Well, Jim continued, his voice now devoid of the kindness I had heard before. No one will miss you when you go missing. My eyes widened in surprise. Was this a joke? I turned and fumbled for the door handle, but my fingers fell as if weighed down by an invisible force. How could I be so tired in this situation? Was I drugged? That was the only explanation. I looked down at my hand that held the Starbucks and threw it to the floor. My eyelids felt heavy, and I struggled to think and stay awake as the car drove on. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe he was joking about what he said and I'm being an idiot, I reasoned with myself. Listen, buddy. I really am sorry. I wish I didn't have to do this, okay? Jim said as my eyelids dipped low. I could see tears running down his face as he spoke his next words. This whole sacrificing thing has been in my family for generations. I really don't want to do it, but I have to in order to keep that thing from getting free. Listen, Alex, you should know I'm really thankful for you. Because of you, I don't have to kill my girlfriend, Miranda. I love her. And with that, sleep forced itself over me.